All right, what's up, folks? Welcome to Foreign and Domestic. It is good to be here. We have a mixed panel with us this evening, and we're glad to have them all. But before we get started, we're going to get started off right, and we're going to throw Alone with Company under the bus. Sir, if you would, say the pledge.
I pledge of allegiance. Oh, shit. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right, Alan, get us started off, brother.
With speed, not quite authority, but with speed.
I didn't know if I could fucking remember it, bro. Yeah, I had to go back in time at detention or something just to fucking. Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot. Well, according to the YouTube, the current participants be Alaska 1, Andy 79Z28, Chris 338. We have Danielle, God is my judge, Edward Petty, Fuzzfork 8, Garage Guy 879, Ozzy Osborne, Pistol Pete, Reloading from the Hot Pot, Tactical Fudd, Thoughts of an Old Soldier, Tim S. We got tacos and French fries. Yep, that's Brian CW chiming in out there. Mark Thomas. Side chat starting to fill up, and glad to have everybody jumping in. There is one person out there that I don't know. He recently got a shout out, and I think he made it big time.
Yeah, and he's hanging out in our little pissy ass chat. Like, really?
And he's hanging out with us, little itty bitty channel fuds, whatever. I mean,
peons.
You know, to be shouted out by such a huge channel and be such an asshole at the same time. It's amazing that he is what he is. Kyle says, "Let's go, Brandon," and I agree.
Absolutely. So we got some different people with us this week. It's been a while since we had some on. Josh, how you doing, man?
What's going on, guys? What's the subject tonight?
What do you got?
I don't know. I figured everybody's talking about CRS firearms, so I didn't know if that's what y'all are going to be talking about. Or
the only thing I'm going to say to that and to some of the other stuff is quit saying it's a fucking raid when it's not a fucking raid. They didn't raid anyone. They went in peacefully and they walked out with triggers. They didn't fucking raid anyone. So please stop the fear mongering. Please stop the bullshit. I'm tired of it.
Here's go ahead.
The hat's gonna blow off.
Poke the bear. Poke the bear.
I would say that showing up with the intention on taking your shit, whether you did it peacefully or not, is still a raid.
It's not a raid. If they don't show up completely freaking armed and bust down the door, that's not a raid.
Here's what I want to. Can I say something?
It's a confiscation. Nevertheless, they went there with the intent of confiscating their product. Can
I say something on this?
Of course you can. That's why you're here.
Okay. Good. So from my understanding, everybody's saying that whatever happened to him, we need to do a GoFundMe for him, all that crap, right? So from my understanding, the company, the owner that makes those card thingies and sells them out or whatever, they're the ones that are dealing with that case. CRS Firearms, from my understanding, I could be completely wrong, could be ignorant. I'm not saying I know what's going on. Digging into it, from what I'm seeing is he got arrested for conspiracy because he made a video last year telling people to send in money orders and put a different mailing address on the money order so it wouldn't get traced back to them. So I don't understand how sending him hundreds of thousands of dollars for his case is, because people want to fight this for the Second Amendment, right? Well, getting him away with conspiracy to write checks and all that shit and not have it linked to you pretty much has something to do with it, but not really as far as furthering anything. To me, it would be why aren't we, if we're trying to set a precedent for the National Firearms Act by getting this case overturned, whatever, seeing going to higher courts, whatever. Why wouldn't we be sending our funds, our GoFundMe's, whatever, to the owner of the company that is undergoing the lawsuit? Why are we sending it to CRS Firearms whenever he's just a conspirator in this whole deal? He's not even facing this actual case. He's just getting charged with conspiracy to help these people sell it. If we're trying to further this case and further our rights, it would be the owners that we want to support and fund their case to set a precedent to overturn the National Firearms Act. And that's what that's what I don't understand. Why is it CRS that everybody's sending money to? His case is not going to be the case that sets any precedent.
I hadn't heard anything about that check part, so that's new information to me. But you're right.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So many times this shit happened last year. That one guy was in a standoff. I can't remember his name. He was in a standoff or something. I can't remember what it was. And everybody was like supporting it and everything like that. People went to his house, standing around the corner as he was facing off. He was in a raid and all sorts of stuff, and he was having a standoff, and everybody went to support him. All the channels jumped on board. And then it turns out he was like some wife beater that had domestic charges, and he was violating a restraining order, and it had nothing to do with them trying to raid him for firearms. This shit happens year after year, and we keep falling for it. And I think it seems like it's the same shit with the CRS crap. It's like something that we don't think it is. We don't have all the facts.
One thing that pisses me off is it takes 30 seconds and someone goes ahead and makes a GoFundMe, and before you know it, that's already blowing up. And we don't even know the whole story yet.
Yeah.
He's already got thousands and thousands of dollars before you even have the whole story.
Hundreds of thousands.
I don't disagree with, like, if Scotsman or anybody on here, or anybody out there got into whatever stupid legal problems because of some unconstitutional law. And I don't think you're saying this. I just want to clarify. I don't have a problem with helping somebody out, especially a fellow YouTuber, with their legal woes, with their, like the legal fees and costs and lawyers and stuff like that. And I don't think you're saying that. I think you're saying for the Second Amendment part of it, to fight the NFA, to support the company that is fighting this whole thing. And I completely agree with that. The people like who does the FRT trigger? The
Rare Breed.
Rare Breed. Companies like Rare Breed are the ones that need probably the most financial support, not the people that actually own the trigger yet, at least. But yeah, these companies like the ones that made the lightning links, or these cards that they're calling, things for lightning links. Yeah, I completely agree. And I hadn't heard a bunch of people doing a GoFundMe for him either, though. That was something that's been missed on me.
Yeah, they threw it out in the side chat. It's up at like 104,000 now.
Yeah. And again, you don't always hear the whole story. You're hearing bits and pieces of it, and people just jump on board. Now, again, just like Matt was saying, if one of us happened to get in some trouble, we'd all help each other up. But again, with this guy, for whatever reason, we only have partials here and there of the story. We don't know the whole story. He was in with some company, and he promoted some card thing, and then he's got arrested for conspiracy.
Yeah, honestly, I don't care. I mean, unless, which I don't think he did, but unless he did something unconstitutional or, something like that, I don't give a shit what the guy did. If the ATF is after you, I'm supporting you.
Yeah. Yeah, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel, brother. I know.
That's the sweetest part.
So the enemy of my enemy is my ally. Kind of like
You
how
referring to me or
kind of like how Russia got to be part of the Allies in World War II.
Yep.
Now, if he kicked his dog, then the support's over. You know, I don't care how pro gun he is, but outside of that,
Yep. Yeah, the car key was an odd thing, and you start messing around with full auto, you're bound to get in trouble. You know, it's
But by their definition, by their own definition, it's not. So the whole thing is they're trying to.
When has the ATF actually ever followed their own rules and regulations? Never. So
Only when it suits their purposes.
they change that all the time. Jamie, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. I got the family over there. The boys are in there watching football. I cooked beef roast tonight and baked potatoes. That was pretty good. So, walked the dogs. Other than that, man, church this morning. Busy weekend. I'm like Alan B. Pro there. There's got to be 2 more days in this weekend. Thanks for having me, man. How's everybody doing? Josh, it's been a minute, dude.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, Josh, it appears that I have the hair that you lost. I'm just saying, all the hair that you don't have, it's right here if you ever need it.
You're not gonna send it to Locks of Love?
So, Scotsman, I hear you're thinking of visiting Texas.
At some point.
Yeah.
I got so many places I gotta go, man. So we're working on it slowly but surely.
Yeah. Yeah.
If
Uncle
I get
Dan was
out that
telling
way,
me.
if I get out that way, I'll definitely look you up, man. I got your info. So
Yeah. Uncle Dan said you might be heading over towards his parts, and I was gonna head over there and bring my AK and a few other guns and go kill some hoggies.
at some point I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I got a trip later this year, April. Hopefully to where the hell is it? That guy over there. So we'll see what happens there. So as long as everything goes good there, and that goes without any hiccups or anything like that, then I still have one more vacation to where we can set something up.
Yeah, that sounds like it's going to be a great time. I mean, we've got Bearded CB and Redbird and AOK. Everybody's pumped, man. Pumped.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. It'll be good.
Yeah, it is true, folks. I didn't do a grand return to YouTube or anything stupid. No, I did turn out 2 videos. They're mild videos. There's a couple individuals that have asked me to do some other videos, and I'll be getting to those. I just gotta be careful on how I do it with YouTube. You know, when people are inquiring on step by step how to reload 5.56. It's not something that YouTube cares to have. So
Yeah.
That's why you do like 10 videos for one cartridge. This is how you load it into the machine. End of video, like 15 seconds. You just do like a 20 video series on one cartridge.
that's actually one of the ideas that ran through my head. Maybe I literally do each individual step and make that like 2 videos in the one step.
Yeah, you keep them short enough, you might be able to get away with it.
Well, and I'm so small, like they really care about me. I mean, seriously.
But yeah, Alan did make a couple videos, and there is actually a link down below. So if you haven't gone and seen his video, it is down below. Let's get his number back.
Was it on your channel, Alan?
Yes, yeah, I put them both on the actual Allenby Pro channel.
I didn't get either one of those.
You have a channel?
I do. Come to find out, I wasn't sure if I did or not, and I got this email one day saying, you know, you've lost subscribers. I'm like, I didn't think I had any. Well, that's news to me. Thanks, YouTube. Appreciate the information.
I like Kingpin's idea, but that's going to be one hell of a series.
Step by step, inch by inch. Screw the metric system. It screws you.
Hello, the company. What you been up to, man?
Nothing really exciting or great. Just fucking living life, working a little bit, and I don't know, putting some things together, but just kind of preparing for the worst, to be honest with you. Because if people thought that the past 2 years were bad, I mean, fucking buckle up, sweetheart, because it's just starting. So it's gonna be an interesting year, that's for sure.
Yep, absolutely. And there's a lot of stuff still going on, so we're in a big fight, and we'll keep fighting
Every day.
One of the videos that I was going to do, and then I decided to not do it, and you might understand why. Guy out in the side chat, Mr. Walter Davis, thank you, sir, said he was going to send me some 10 millimeter brass. And look at that, baby. Not only did he send it to me, but if you look closely, they're sealed and primed already. Oh yeah, ready to rock right there, boy. Absolutely awesome. Thank you, Walter. Thank you.
Very cool, man. Heck yeah. Walter's a good dude.
Well, that's one hell of a kickdown, man. That's awesome. Them so party.
See if I can still find that link. I had something, and then my computer didn't update and screwed me over. I don't know if I saved it or not. No, I didn't. Something about a new law in one of California cities. And unfortunately, I lost it. It was just more infringements.
Well, of course, we see more stuff coming out of the Bay Area, California. Not surprising, but now a specific tax strictly to gun owners.
Yeah, that was a specific tax and a specific insurance you have to have. And it's per firearm.
And now you have to carry a liability insurance, and the law is extremely vague on exactly what this insurance has to cover. But nevertheless, a right that is taxed is not a fucking right.
$25 a firearm plus the insurance, whatever the insurance is. Yeah, it's ridiculous. That can get expensive fast.
Well, and how do you enforce this? Do you go knocking door to door, or do you
God, I hope
use
so.
you use the census? What I mean, how is this possibly enforceable?
Only through your good graces.
Well, and that's it. It's how is any of what they do enforceable? It's only enforceable if you allow it to happen.
Well, and once again, it doesn't. Yeah, San Jose is absolutely correct. And how does this do anything to criminals? This only does something to law-abiding citizens. They make all these laws that do nothing but go after the law-abiding citizen all the time. It's not going to affect criminals in one way, shape, or form or another. It's just,
Well, I think we've seen time and time again that the laws that they come up with aren't about criminals. That's always said, like in their press conferences, this will make it harder. This is a fight against crime. But like, there's not a statistic. There's no way to enforce it. There's just time after time after time. It's like suppressors. Why are suppressors still in the NFA? Like how is that making anybody safer? Because it's not about criminals and it's not about crime. It's about tax collection and keeping you in line.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't learned that over the last couple of years here, I don't know what
How
else
is
to
it
tell
that
you.
how is it that signs are still not available for us or without a tax stamp? I was gonna say because our president Donald Trump screwed us over is why. We were right there. The Supreme Court was about to hear it, and he writes a little letter to the Supreme Court telling them not to hear it. That's the guy that's our president that's on our side. Just so we know how screwed up things are. We're not going to get anywhere like that.
well, Pistol Pete says it out there. How many crimes are committed using suppressors?
I can tell you exactly how many.
I'll tell you, they're not in the inner cities. The crimes being used with suppressors are homemade suppressors and people poaching deer. They're not in the inner cities.
So I made a not GoFundMe. You guys had GoFundMe. Made me think of that. What's the petition site? What's the petition site? Not that's like GoFundMe, but something else. It's
There's a bunch of them. I'm trying to think.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, I made one. I shared it on Facebook or on YouTube and on
Kingpin says change.org.
that might be it. Yeah, change.org. It says make sound suppressors legal as accessories in Arizona. It was about a month and a half ago I made this up, and a whole 76 people have signed it. If you ever wonder why we're in the position we're in for the Second Amendment, 76 people have signed this petition.
Well, your problem is probably just distribution of the material.
Well, I distributed it to half dozen big YouTubers that do news stuff, to AZCDL, to the Arizona Citizens Defense League, through my own social medias as well. I mean, there's outside of like paying to publish it in the newspaper or something.
And see that's where you failed. You didn't pay no one.
Yeah. Anyway, and
I hate to say it, but it's true. You don't get nowhere unless you start shelling money out.
so suppressors, because in this petition, I mentioned that suppressors, despite the millions of them in private hands, have only been used in 44 crimes since 2007. That's a long time.
But most notably, the one crime that stands out in my mind was that shooting, Virginia Beach shooting that happened right before they were about to hear the National Firearms or the Hearing Protection Act. Right before that happened, that mass shooting happened with that guy with the suppressor on a pistol. Right before it happened. What a coincidence.
Yeah, what an absolute coincidence, right? Coincidences
just
like
look
that
at
just don't fucking happen.
Just look at Vegas. Right before they launched another bid at an attack of the rights, they had this massive freaking, shootout. Yeah, it's a bunch of BS. It's always something. They always talk about-
and you see the rifle on the floor with the bump stock on it.
But what you don't see is all the brass cases and the blood where the guy was supposedly shot. Yeah, okay, yeah. There's a lot of things there that didn't add up whatsoever, but they never do.
Just the fact that it was never talked about ever again says it all.
Oh, yeah.
When was the last time they offered you an update on that?
Just as quick as it came around, it disappeared. Yep.
Well, that also, just like the Virginia Beach shooting, turned out to be a Democrat. I think the Virginia Beach shooting was a Democrat black male that was Muslim and everything that didn't fit their narrative. The Las Vegas shooting was a registered Democrat as well.
I'll be the first to say that was mighty racist of you to say that.
Yes.
What?
I just thinking the same thing.
What?
Facts are racist.
You can't talk bad about Democrats. That's against the fucking code, man. I mean, whose side are you on? Trying to help Republicans?
Oh, you talk bad about Democrats, you must be a racist.
I'm just saying.
Did I talk bad about Democrats?
No.
That's how that works.
It's just a joke, man.
Better stop.
Just say I hurt your feelings, and then immediately I'm a racist too. So that's how it works.
I need my safe space.
You want to suck my thumb?
Don't be threatening him with a good time.
You want me to dip it in my black cherry first? It's good.
Jan's already got your thumb all wrinkled up. I don't want none of that.
I got two though.
The other one don't taste very good. I'll tell you
Reagan
that.
got shot with a 22. I didn't know that. I know he got shot. I didn't know it was with a 22 though. What a pussy. The guy who shoot him, he should have fucking grabbed a 45 or 44 or something.
It was a woman, dude.
It was a woman?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like I can picture the video in my head.
Well, Jamie was there. He saw it all.
That's probably true. He was an accomplice.
That was when Brady got shot. Man, that was a big stink. Am I thinking correctly? Am I got my facts straight on this one? Reagan and Brady. John Hinkle shot. Okay. Who was the who did the woman shot at somebody but didn't hit her?
Every angry ex-wife out there.
Mm.
Future ex-wives.
No, that's just when you call them the future ex-wife. I mean, Jamie, what was it like when Lincoln got shot?
It was terrible, man. It was terrible. They tracked old Booth down for 4 or 5 days before they caught him, and the only way they got him out, the only way they caught him was they burned the barn down that he was hiding in, just like a cowboy movie, man, for real.
Amen, Chris. Yeah. Yeah, still they never correspond when there's a positive movement happening with a second amendment pro bill, and then something tragic happens. And why? They never put two and two together. It's happened over and over and over. But yet they don't ever put two and two together.
They would have to be able to add to do that. And we all know they're not smart enough for that shit.
Well, in football and The Bachelor is more important to a lot of people than paying attention to the world that they live in. We're a microwave drive-through generation that wants everything now as easy as possible. And when everyone gets a participation trophy.
How do you control people? You get them to mind numb themselves by putting certain things out there for them. So we got computer games, we got the internet, we got this, that, the other, and you literally have people mind numbing themselves to the point where they're completely freaking dumb. We see it daily. You got people driving around in their own fucking car with a mask on. You got people walking down the street by themselves with a fucking mask on. You want to see the epitome of stupid? Walk outside. It's right there.
I say that to people all the time. We'll be talking about dumb people, and somebody will make a remark. I'm like, have you met anybody ever? Like, the last person you met, did you think they were a fucking genius? Most of the time, the answer is going to be no.
So I like to mess with people. I was at the gym the other day. This lady was on the treadmill. There was like 15 treadmills. She's in like this very center one. She has a mask on the treadmill. Nobody's around her. So what I did was I went and got on the treadmill right next to her, no space between us. And you should have seen her. She was kind of like glancing over, and you just see her start sweating, even though she wasn't sweating before. She was just like, I just did it just to fuck with her. You got to have fun sometimes. Yeah, that makes me sick. It's like you're driving around in your car all by yourself with your mask on. Do you think somebody ran in your car, coughed and sneezed a bunch, and then kept doing that until they saw you coming, and then they slipped out the door and closed it, made sure that they left all the germs in there, and so you need the mask on to, I mean, what scenario does that make sense?
I mean, think about it. I go to the post office all the time, and you touch the same door handle I just touched, but that wonderful mask is going to protect you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chances are you brought it into your car on the outside of the mask you had on from the last person that you just had a face-to-face conversation with.
One of the best ones I saw that I got the biggest chuckle out of, this is like probably 2020. And summer of 2020, and there was a dude riding a crotch rocket with a mask on and no helmet. Now, I don't like wearing a helmet. Luckily, in Wisconsin, we don't have a helmet law, and I'm glad because I personally don't like helmets. But it just struck me as hilarious that this guy is worried about his safety to the point where he's wearing a mask, riding a crotch rocket. I want to say he was wearing flip-flops, but I know for sure he was wearing shorts and like a fucking tank top, you know. But he made sure he had his mask on without a helmet. So that's what you're up against.
That's got your priorities in order right there, dude.
Yeah.
But that'll protect you against everything, remember?
What?
That'll protect you against everything, remember?
That's true.
Well, I've seen guys on bikes wearing neck gaiters, right? And they just pull it up. Okay, I don't like to eat bugs either.
No, this was a blue mask though.
But you know, you're wearing one of the diaper masks, riding around in shorts and flip flops.
Yeah.
So I was on my way home one day, and a guy was on a Harley, and stopped, got off his bike. I stopped and flip. We have a helmet law in Georgia, and so I yelled over. I said, "You need some help?" He said, "A bumblebee just flew up my shorts," and I'm like, "You're on your own there, buddy. I can't help you with that." You don't ride a bike in flip flops and shorts. I'm sorry, guys. And we have a helmet law in Georgia, but Florida and South Carolina don't. And I thought, uh, learning to ride with a helmet and all that kind of stuff, I thought, well, I'll probably never ride without a helmet. And then you get in South Carolina or Florida one, and you just go to the store and back without a helmet on, just a quick ride, man, it's a lot of difference.
I personally think that the helmets make me less safe than more safe. Now, if I crash, then no, it'd be the opposite of that. But whenever I've worn a helmet, when I first started riding in the beginning, first of all, it limits your vision. I can't see as far in my peripherals. I can't hear as well. And it depends on the helmet you have too. But I can't see as far. I can't hear as well. And you can't move your neck as far. Everything about it is just, it makes me feel less safe than more safe until you crash, of course. But the fact that I can see and hear everything better without it means in my head, that I have a less likely chance of, unless I get T-boned by the dump truck. But, what are you going to do? A helmet ain't going to save you in that one.
I got in a big wreck in 2001, 2002, and had a hatchback. Well, I can't remember. I think it might have been an Escort, but it was a little hatchback pulled out in front of me. I was doing about 60, had boots and jeans on. That's it. No shirt, no helmet, of course, nothing like that. And turned the hatchback basically into a horseshoe. The rear bumper was touching the front seats, the driver and passenger seat, went right up the middle of it. And I did like a quadruple gainer over it. And the doctor said that had I had a helmet on, I probably wouldn't have lived through it. He said, I have a higher likelihood that I would not have lived through that wreck, that motorcycle wreck, had I had a helmet on in that particular case.
What was his reasoning?
Would have snapped my neck.
Yeah.
The extra weight would have snapped my neck.
Well,
I've heard that discussion as well. That's you can debate that all you want.
There's other wrecks too you could get into where the helmet would help you and save you, but
Absolutely. I mean, I'm just saying that one time, one time at one wreck.
I prefer not to wear them personally. And
I prefer not to wear them either. And as a matter of fact, I won't wear a seatbelt in the state that has a seatbelt law and no helmet law, which is all 50 states have a seatbelt law. But yeah, if you don't have a helmet law, but you have a seatbelt law, there ain't no way I'm wearing a seatbelt in your fucking state either. Because if you compare the 10-mile-an-hour wrecks,
And yeah, loud pipes do save lives. That's not just a fucking slogan. That's real shit right there. I've had people look directly into my eyes. I'm on my bike, they're in a car, look directly into my fucking eyes, and then push me off the road on the freeway. Oh, I didn't see. I made fucking eye contact with you for like 3 seconds. And just push me right off the damn road, start kicking the side of their fucking car because there's a guardrail there.
That happened to a friend of mine over in Rockmart, next town over. And this little old lady looked at him, looked him dead in the eye, saw him coming, pulled out right in front of him. They T-boned her. She was, his wife was on the back. She was kicking their car. And she told the cops that, yeah, I seen them. I just thought that I was in the car. I had a bigger vehicle. I thought I had the right of way. I thought they had to yield to me.
Wow.
That ain't how it works.
Wow.
People like that don't need driver's license.
Yeah, no.
That's the problem. So many don't know how to drive. They don't know the actual basic regulations of driving.
That's like
just common courtesy of driving.
It's like seeing somebody ride on horseback on the side of the road and then running into them and just saying, "Well, I'm in a car, so I thought I had the right of way."
Yeah.
Or even kids walking on the road. Well, I'm in a car, so I had the right of way. Okay. Tell that to the judge.
I've seen more than one mirror get kicked off the side of a car for starting to push you through lanes.
You gotta be careful though, because I've also seen videos of people on bikes, that did that because someone was being a dick and they kicked the side of the car or the mirror, and then they end up dumping themselves.
That's what I was thinking about.
I was at bike week at Myrtle Beach and saw a guy get off of a chopper. You remember back when choppers were big? It's been quite a few years ago.
Like early 2000s?
Something like that. Anyway, he gets up. There's a truck riding his backside, and he's got his old lady on the back of the bike. So, and I done been watching, I'm riding behind him. I said, this dude's getting madder and madder at every red light. So finally, we'll get to a red light. He puts his kickstand down, climbs off that bike, and walks back there to the door, and they're yelling and screaming. He said, man, my old lady's on the back of this bike. We don't have helmets on. Back the hell up. And he said, if I stop again, y'all know what happened. I don't have to tell you. It's obvious.
Well, that's one time a good helmet would be of use.
I felt like he was threatening us because he was telling the story with that wrench in his hand.
He sounded pretty angry too. He was coming.
That was getting a little too real right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to carry the pass-through lug nuts on our handlebar. Just each one tied with a little piece of fishing string. Whack! Break that off. Throw it over your shoulder. Right through the windshield.
Huh.
Yeah, if they were coming right up on your ass, real hard, you just snap that. Carry 2 or 3 up there, snap that off, just right over your shoulder, poof, right through the windshield.
That's a really good idea, to be honest with you.
So, what's y'all's take on the bullwhips hanging off the handlebars?
I had one. I used it a couple times. It removed one mirror.
Yeah, I've had quite a few close calls on bikes, and as far as I'm concerned, none of them were my fault at all. I had a fucking bike going sideways, skidding down the damn road like I was on Mission Impossible. because some asshole fucking did a bunch of stupid, goofy shit, and then basically cut me off immediately, and then slammed on his brakes. That was fun.
It's winter. It's winter, and Matt will tell you out here, people are fucking nuts. They don't know how to drive one bit in the fucking snow. You got the plow truck drivers. They are horrible. They drive halfway in the other freaking lane. You literally are fighting for your life every time you go out when you're out here in winter. It's just nuts. They do not have a freaking clue how to drive in snow.
Do you not get a lot of snow?
We get a ton of it, but they just don't know how to do it. They're literally born here and they have no fucking idea how to drive in it.
Well, there's still plenty of that here too, but it's always like the first month, 2 months of the season that everyone like. It seems like everyone fucking forgets before they're like, oh yeah, I can't, slam on brakes in the middle of a fucking snowstorm. It's like the first 2 months to 2 months. You better be really, really careful in defensive driving. Because yeah, like you say, everyone just seems to fucking forget.
Yeah,
But my mom says
you're not out here, are you, man? So I got nothing against plow truck drivers, but plow truck drivers out here, they suck. They literally are halfway across the other freaking lane.
Yeah, that's what I do, Bald. Go try to minister to the bikers. The one of the initiations down here for the crotch rocket clubs is they'll go down on 285 and race all the way around the perimeter of Atlanta. They'll be going between cars at 150 miles an hour. Some of them will reach speeds up to 200. Another thing they do is what they call white lining. If y'all got any idea, they go down between lanes of traffic. Cars are stopped still, but the bikes will go straight down between the two lines. Well, they do that going 80, 90, 100 miles an hour, but they, what if somebody opens a car door or somebody decides to change lanes and it ain't good.
We're almost about halfway through. You want to go through a side chat, Alan? It's blowing up pretty
Oh
good.
yeah, man. We just recently had a couple of people join Red October. AR Gun 1776 Armament and Axis, the one, the only, Bald and Curious shouted out. Danielle got as my judge. Fuzz Fork Ake, Idaho Rogers USMC. Kingpin, always great to have Kingpin out there. The entrepreneur Pop's Quest, reloading from the hot pot, Rich White, taking care of the issues out there. Tactical Fudd, Thor's Axe, Thoughts of an Old Soldier, Tim S. and Walter Davis, man, Paco Loco. It's bouncing out there. Thank you all for popping in.
They do 150 around 285. No kidding, Pops. Some of them bikes, those Hayabusas in particular, those will go 200 miles an hour.
Oh yeah, them things, you'll be doing $150 and still have 2 gears to go.
Yeah.
Those things are absolutely insane.
I have no desire for that. I mean, 85 on the interstate and then a little drift up from there. Yeah, I don't have no desire to do over 100 anymore. I'm old, and if I fall down, it's going to really hurt.
Apparently, Daniel wants an argument.
I know. Danielle is trying to get somebody's attention. So
Wah. He's just butthurt because he's not on this week. That's all.
yeah, I know. Pops used to race, reloading from the hot pot. I've seen some pictures of them dragging knees, man. I'm telling you. And I could never get into that. Way back when I would ride a street bike, I won't get on a street bike anymore. I just won't. There's just it's not. You're playing a defensive game constantly. To me it's not relaxing in the slightest. But those guys, man, I can't imagine laying a bike down far enough to be dragging my knee. I've never done it. Never had an urge to do anything like that.
I've scraped my floorboards, my pegs, but that don't take much on a good twisty road, you know.
The only time you're gonna have some fun is if you're out in the country road, man. You get on in the middle of town and stuff. It's no fun. You're just looking over your shoulder all the time.
You're just traveling and just commuting at that point.
When I was 17 years old, I met a guy. He had, I don't know what the hell kind of motorcycle it was. It was one of those motorcycles that you lay down on basically forward. And so about 2 weeks later, he worked at this like sound system shop. 2 weeks later, he'd go there, and he usually kept his bike inside the showroom. It wasn't there, and asked what happened. They said he got into a wreck. He was going 140, hit the back of a car, and he lived, but he exploded his left testicle whenever he hit the back of the car and flew forward. His left nut slammed into the seat of the bike or whatever forward, blew up, exploded his left testicle. So that made it very easy for me to say, nah, I don't think I ever want to ride a motorcycle.
We call those donor cycles, Josh. Crotch rockets.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I know nothing about it.
I always wanted a crotch rocket when I was a kid. I wanted a 250 Ninja, way before I even had my driver's license. And then when I finally got old enough to where I could ride and buy a motorcycle, I'm proud of myself. I had an honest conversation, a little sit down with myself, and I said, Chris, you know damn well if you buy a crotch rocket, you're going to use that thing to its full potential. Like, maybe not all the time, but I mean, if your bike can go, I'm gonna go, and pretty much realized, I'd kill myself.
How'd that go again?
Which I can still do on my cruisers. They just don't wah or nah quite as quickly, but they still So.
One more time.
Fucking bitch. Lost a freaking animal over that.
So Dave Korzak's, I know he's a biker too. He's got a vintage BMW. He said he scrapes his floorboards too, or pegs, whatever you want to call them. And somebody said, "Well, Harley pegs are only an inch off the ground." I'm like, okay. Oh boy.
Yeah, dude, I mean those big comfy bikes don't. Yeah, there's not much distance between them pegs in the ground. When my brother was getting his motorcycle license, he had a 1600 Goldwing and just full dressed, and the thing wouldn't pass the test because the bike itself wouldn't turn sharp enough. But it was riding that thing was like driving a freaking Baca Lounger.
What year
It
was
was like
it?
it was like riding a recliner. It was so comfortable that you come up to a stop and almost forget to put your foot down.
I took my test on a 535 Yamaha, little small street cruiser. You just torque it out, slam on the brakes, throw on the back brakes and throw it sideways, and all that kind of stuff that you have to do at the test. That was a fun bike to take a test on. So you gotta have a bike like that to take a test on. Then you go get your Gold Wing and then cruise. Um, there's a group on YouTube that takes these old Gold Wings, Silver Wings, whatever and those type bikes, the fairly large baggers, and they'll buy them dirt cheap because people will sell them. They're sitting in garages and they might be 35 years old and have 6,000 miles on them. I mean, I'm serious. There's bikes out there that they're not that hard to find in that kind of condition. Well, take them and clean the gas tanks out, clean the carburetors out, put a new battery in them, put some new tires on them, and then take them out and just trail ride with them. Just jump them, tear the bags off of them, parts go flying. Yeah, it's pretty cool to see. Not that I would do anything like that, but that is a pretty cool thing.
I know that Goldwing, that thing was just a torque monster. Just ridiculous torque monster.
Well, they got V6 car engines in them. They're little small 1800cc Honda V6 car motors. And if you want one that'll really run, get you a Valkyrie. It has a carburetor for each cylinder.
So Daniel wanted an argument, and here we go. You have at it.
I'm on your side. I'm on your side, Josh. I watched that video, that whole thing unfold.
What a dipshit, right? Saying that two P365s that come with 6-pound triggers and a Glock that also comes with 5.5-pound triggers all rang out. Just by luck of the draw, he got 3. All of them have 3-pound triggers. How full of shit do you got to be? God.
Who said?
And then he says he got laid in the back of a car. Like anybody believes he got laid. Come on, man. Just making it worse and worse. Such a freaking liar, man. Josh, go hit a gym a couple of times. I do. That's why I don't look like your fat ass bald. Sorry, I had to have fun.
No, you're fine.
I love him. I'm just joking.
Have at it, man. I don't care. There ain't no Glock with a fucking 3-pound trigger unless you've done some work on it.
we should all just be happy that Bold and Curious has decided to grace us with his presence. I mean, now that he's big time, getting that shout out from the big tubers.
So what you're saying is he got on his knees and sucked someone's dick to get a shout out. Gotcha.
I didn't say that, but
How'd that go again, a little company?
I mean,
never do anything on a live stream you don't want turned into a meme.
oh, dude, you want me to send some ones people have made of me? Shoot me your email. I'll send you a few. They're pretty good. I haven't put some of them in my videos because I thought they were worth it.
So this past week, I did have a minor text conversation with Willie the Bullet Man, and what he wanted me to do this week is take a shot for him. So Willie, this shot's for you, brother.
I'll get on that.
Hell yeah.
What happened?
Willie's not doing too good, man. Willie's in the hospital. He's been in the hospital for a little bit.
Oh, okay. I knew about. I was looking down at the chat and I heard his name brought up. I didn't know if something had happened again, like something since that.
Apparently, Ar10 has got some kind of hard on for falling off a bike at 90 feet because I'm sure he didn't jump at 90 feet. He flew off the bike at 90 feet. That don't count, man.
So, Boss says, you fucker suck. Don't remember any of you calling out Big Channel out. How come they don't have that thing on they have it on the regular comments? How come they don't have it in the side chat where you can press translate to English? I mean, this is tough to read.
I just don't think it translates.
Even YouTube's like, I don't know. Whatever.
Fuck this guy. Fuck this shit. We're out.
Right? I don't know. He's just dumb. Whatever.
Okay, here's the subject. And there's probably enough people that feel strongly enough about this that Daniel will get his argument that he wants. Am I the only one that thinks 30 super carry was just the stupidest thing to come out with?
I mean, it goes the velocity of 9mm and it's smaller. Like, what? And it's like you're going to deal with the even smaller hollow point. What? We're going to redo all this shit that we went through for 9mm to make it work well enough with this caliber now? It's like, yeah, I'm with you. I think that's a stupid ass idea.
I'll say something. Hey, all you ammunition companies, before you start developing new cartridges, get us some primers and rollers. Dadgummit, man. How long is random?
Let's come up with something new instead of fulfilling the orders we already have for the shit that people want.
Right.
That was my first thought. The first video, I can't remember. It might have been, I don't know, Ar10 or something like that was the first time I had heard of it. And it was like, so what you're telling me is that instead of keeping up with the current demand that they supposedly can't keep up on, they've re-outfitted an entire section of their company to do this 30 super, to not only invent, but to manufacture this 30 super carry. Brilliant.
That is a positive business plan. We can sell 308, 5.56, 9mm, 38 special, 357 Magnum, 12 gauge, 20 gauge, 16 and 410. As quick as we hits the shelf, it sucks gone right then. But instead of doing that, let's do a 6.8 Western. Let's do a 30 Super Carry. What's next?
Well, I mean, Pistol Pete's comment right there. He's got ammo on back order from August of 2020. Yet here we are, they're making more new cartridges. What's the freaking point? Fulfill the orders you got.
Well, yeah, it's like that rifle coming out with 8.6. Come on. Like when is that round going to come out? Hell, I haven't even seen 5.7 on the shelf.
Oh, there's the next one. There's the. Do you see this fucking 5.7 pistol that PSA is supposedly coming out with the next month? Like, why don't you fix the dagger first? Fix the dagger trigger pin walking out problem. Stop using roll pins on your garbage, and then come out with a new pistol.
Hey Josh, what's a Mohexican? Ball's talking out to you, asking you a question out there. What's a Mohexican? I don't quite understand that one. Is that a new
Nobody else complains. What the fuck was that? Just you damn Texans. You should be used to that with all the Mexicans you got there. Okay.
If I took like 6 or 8 more shots, I might be able to understand Bald.
Dude, you drank an entire bottle and still couldn't understand Bald.
Bald drank a whole bottle too, and Bald didn't understand Bald, so for whatever that's worth.
Hey, he did Itsy Bitsy Spider. I give him credit.
Hey,
that was awesome.
He did better than I did.
No, it was Incy Wincy Spider, not Itsy Bitsy Spider.
Hey, I still give him credit, man. He busted his butt to get that happen. It was good.
That was fun.
Yeah.
You're probably right, Thorzax.
Yeah, Bald definitely. I knew I was going to get my ass handed to me in that competition, but I think the next time it needs to be you, Scotsman.
There's a problem, Pistol Pete. You got it reserved for $16 a box. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, buddy.
Okay, here's the next one, because so far nobody's disagreed with me. Daniel's not getting his argument. The Springfield Hellion. What a load of shit.
The Hellcat or the
No,
Hellion?
the Hellion. That fucking bullshit they just came out with.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
With like a 9-pound trigger.
You're not gonna get any argument here. I mean, Springfield comes up with a lot of bullshit, so yeah. Try again.
Plus, they're Springfield, and nobody's gonna fight for them. So,
Wait a minute. Is the Hellion that bullpup 5.56?
Yeah, that has that like weird bar that runs across the top of it. Almost looks like it wants to be an AUG that had a baby with something that Keltec made.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
It's got like a 9-pound trigger. I think was the last thing I heard was like an 8.5 or 9-pound fucking trigger on it.
Oh, good Lord.
Hey, man, it's a battle trigger. It's a battle trigger.
It's a battle trigger. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a battle to let a round off. That thing. Okay, so I'm just now looking it up. That thing is fugly as all get out. What is the point of the bar that runs at the top? Is it piston driven?
No, because it's got an adjustable gas system. Well, I think it's
I think it might be the site. I have to go look at it again. I can't remember.
Well, it's funny. I'm getting someone sending me pictures of the chat and of that chat, Alan. And at 8:26, you were happy as a clam, ready to rock and roll. And by 9:07, you were out.
Thank you.
I remember that next morning I was texting Scotsman and everybody. I was like, "Have y'all talked to him? Is he still? To make sure Jan's still alive." I thought you died of alcohol poisoning, man. The way you fell back in your chair and just, I was like, man.
No, and I honestly, I think that might have been subconscious because I knew I wasn't going to be in any shape to get myself to bed that night, so I had the girlfriend come by.
Girlfriend.
And I think as soon as I recognized she was here, I was like, okay, it's time to go to bed.
I didn't mean to say that out loud. Sorry.
You thought you were muted, huh?
So, how much money did that contest raise? It was a bunch.
We raised almost $3,500
For Justin's final mission.
In less than 2 hours.
Well, I'm seeing a bunch of long beards here, boys. I think you could fucking set up another beard shaving contest. What do you say? I'll tell you what, I'll go in on the fun too, and I'll stop shaving right now. Hey, bring your screen back. You could
Even if we waited 2 or 3 years for you to catch up, we still wouldn't catch up.
Oh no, you got to do this like next month.
Yeah, I've done my fair share of shaving. I'm done. I don't think Alan's going to shave again either.
There was a Battle of the Beards slated, and I'm not exactly sure for what the date was. I would prefer not to. But honestly, if we hit enough for Justin's final mission, I would do what I need to do.
You look so much different with that big ass bushy beard than you did just a couple of years ago. Like I've gone back and watched some of your older videos and whatnot, and man, you're a whole different man.
Yeah, it's a completely different look. I do look like a random hobo right now, and I get that. I get that a lot. I'm okay with that.
Well, I'm not saying it's bad or good. I'm just saying,
but when I have shaved for the cause, the head and the beard, I kind of look like Uncle Fester.
You can keep the hair. You keep the hair, because I know the hair don't mean shit to you. It's the beard that matters. That's the source of the power. So,
it is.
Nobody gives a shit if you cut your hair.
So what you seeing on Alan's face right there, that's what, 9 months growth? If that?
About that, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
It's been less than a year since he shaved his head and his beard for Justin's final mission.
That's what I was thinking, because that wasn't that long ago, and I thought you had. So I'm impressed how quickly that fucking grew. I've only made it a few 2+ months maybe of growing mine out, and I think my downfall was that I didn't use any of the beard oils or anything like that, because it just, I can grow a beard. I'm not like one of those patchy beard kind of things, but man, without that beard oil, I think it just sucks having a beard, and I think that's where I went wrong, because I just got sick of it. And I looked good in a beard, but I had to take it off because there's too much.
So what you're saying is the old lady didn't like it, and
Well, that's for sure.
she pussy whipped you, and you took it off.
Dude, well, no, I fucking had it for like almost 3 months, I think. She was bitching at me yesterday when I showed up like this. Oh, you need to shave. And I haven't shaved with a blade. I haven't shaved clean since I was 18 because that I hate even worse. When you shave clean with a blade and then the next day to 2 days you're just itching your freaking face. Nah, I take a beard trimmer with no attachment and that's how I shave. So I've always got just a 5 o'clock shadow going on.
That's what I
Josh's beard is almost drawn on. It's always so manicured and just like perfectly symmetrical. I don't understand how the man does it other than it's probably spray paint.
No, I use a real, like, I don't use the girly Gillette razors. I use a real razor, a man's razor, a real razor blade. That's what I use to shave.
A
So it
razor
makes it
blade
easy.
or a straight
Perfect.
blade?
Huh?
You talking that single real razor blade, or are you talking a straight?
Yeah. A real razor blade, yes. A real single razor blade, yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
no,
I don't know how people can do it with those cartridge razors. Those things freaking just tear your. But I got my beard's like pubic hair. That's why I don't grow it out. It's like kinky pubic hair. It's just like I can't shave that with one of those Gillette girl razors. That's just
Thoughts of an Old Soldier had a question back a little ways back. Let me see if I can find it.
I tried to get a shaving exemption in boot camp. They wouldn't give it to me.
Honor Defense, I've never heard of them, but I lead a sheltered life, so.
Honor Defense is basically almost like a SCCY upgrade without the upgrade. They're just a slightly bit better, but they're still terrible. I still wouldn't buy one. I wouldn't recommend them to anyone.
Damn. Oh, loud.
Oh, it didn't take long for this to go south.
Yeah.
So do we just call him a Baltinian?
Oh yeah.
You have nut hair on your chin. No, not nut. More like the top of the crotch above.
I'm so glad all
I
of you.
don't think that made it any better.
I'm so glad all of you could join us tonight to hear about Josh's nut hair.
No, we're talking about my facial hair, how it's like my nut hair. Well, not my nut hair above.
An important topic.
You didn't make it any better, dude.
It's like the nut hair right at the taint. Just
Bingo.
so, Matt, have you ever had an urge to take one of your Glocks and put it in one of those modular semi carbine looking gizmos that a number of companies have come out with now?
I have one in a MCK conversion kit right now.
As well as you alone.
Yeah, I actually think they have a place.
Yeah, they kind of do. Like for a little truck gun. I mean, it ain't no 5.56, but yeah, they have a place. I'm not gonna say they're the bee's knees or they're better than this or that, but they're decent.
I think somebody that wants like a short, like if somebody already has say a Glock 19 or 17 and also wants like an AR9, like a short 7-inch AR9 or something like that for home defense, I think that the conversion kits are actually pretty good. I mean, you only spend about a third of the money and just drop your pistol right in there. It takes the same Glock mags that the AR9 that you want would take. It's got a red dot on it. You can put a flashlight on it, and bam, you got
And they make
9mm
them.
home defense that you can shoulder.
They make them for so many different guns now. You can get
Yeah.
them for a Beretta. You can get them for a SIG. You can get them for. I mean, I haven't looked on their website for a while, but I mean, their list is pretty decent at this point. Probably Springfield. I don't know, but I mean, they had last I looked, there were what, like 7 or 9 at least different.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
Yeah. So it's not just the Glock anymore that you can do it with. I was really surprised by Beretta. I thought that was an interesting choice, but you can't show stuff on this chat, right? Because
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I could just go get it right now, but
I mean, you could probably show it if you just take the Glock out of it, because it's, you know, then it's not a gun. Yeah, you get those fancy systems for $250, probably $200 on sale, something like that. I paid $350 for mine just because it had that stupid like A10 Warthog paint job on it, all the little like rivets and shit. You know, it's pretty slick looking. But you know, $250 otherwise, cheaper on sale. If you're curious about them, I'd say just go ahead and get one. And if you never heard of them, yeah, check them out. And there's a couple of companies, I think 3 companies at least now that make them. Who's the maker? Was it MCK? Is one of them. Whoever makes the Ronin, that was a different company.
there you go.
Yeah, that. That's the MCK.
This is the CAA MCK. Yep. Cool.
So this is
fold up the stock form.
this is absolutely not a firearm. Just live reviewer. This is not a firearm.
It's a chassis.
This is a housing.
Yeah.
It's an accessory, and so it folds up one down the other, and you can keep an extra mag in the front end, and then you can add whatever other attachments you want.
Yep. And it's very comfortable. It's more comfortable than you would think. The front grip area it seems a little big. I call it like it's grabbing a really comfortable potato in the front, but it's really comfortable. Now, I'm not a huge 6-foot+ guy, so I don't know how it would be for you big fellas, but for me, you know, at 5'7", it works just fine. And it takes probably what, 5 seconds if you're slow to get the pistol out.
Oh yeah, it's just,
you know,
it's just this trap door here, and this locks onto your slide, and then you push the gun in and forward and shut the trap door,
and then lock it forward.
Yeah. Got a QD mount for a sling there. It's got you can actually buy a light from the company that goes in here, that fits in here and locks in place of this placeholder. But I just put one of the lights that these Through Night sent me this TW10, and I would never use it for a pistol light, but it's not bad on this little guy.
I'm trying to think how this would be advantageous over having your sidearm on your side and then a pistol caliber carbine to carry.
Okay, think of it the opposite way. What if you just have your Glock as your carry gun or whatever one you choose that works with the chassis, and you just keep that chassis system just in your truck, and then if you need better support, longer shot, whatever, then you just stick it in, and now you got a so-called, rifle. Of course, you're not changing the barrel or anything. You're still, relying on the pistol itself. But I mean, you can play it a bunch of different ways. I don't think it's the end all be all, but it's a cool little thing.
It's not a gimmick. When I bought mine, I really thought that I would end up making a review saying this thing's a complete fucking gimmick, and it's not. I think it has a place. I'm with Alone with Company. I mean, it's not the bee's knees. It's not the best ever, but it has a place. I think it really has a place, especially if you don't have the $700 or $800 to get yourself an AR-9.
And whoever that last comment was that Scotsman just pulled up, lead bullet something. Sorry, I don't remember the name. AR-9s are the shit, and I still don't have one, and I still really, really want one. But you have to be really careful, especially if you're building one, because they're so freaking temperamental. So really research. If you're going to buy one, I would, and unless you really know what you're doing, I would recommend looking into a couple of companies that really have their AR-9s dialed in. Because ever since those became popular, 4 or 5 years ago, something like that, and I've been watching the whole progression. I've been drooling over them the whole time. There's a lot of problems you can run into if you're building your own and you're taking this company's piece and that company's piece and building your Lego set. You got to be kind of really careful on that. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to build one because of all the issues. I'm just going to probably purchase one at some point in time. And there's at least, I'm sure by now there's a lot more companies that have dialed it in, but just look into that, because they're not all created equal. It's sort of like when the Ar-10 platform first came out, all the issues and how cross compatibility with parts wasn't really a thing and still kind of isn't. Like, you can't just buy Lego pieces to build an Ar-10 like you can with an Ar-15. They don't all work in sync with each other. So just be aware of that.
Well, I know that I've been getting emails that Arrow Precision is now coming out with max sets, upper and lower receiver for their AR-9 platform. So if they've got matching sets of receivers, they probably have the complete rifles as well.
They've been out for about a year. That's what I built mine with, and I haven't had any issues with mine. The only problem that I had at one point was one of the aftermarket mags that I bought. You're gonna run into stuff like that with magazines, especially aftermarket mags. You'll run into issues. But one of the magazines, the follower wasn't right. But other than that, I've never had an issue with it.
Now, would you honestly rather have an AR-9, an AR-45, or maybe even like an AR-10 millimeter?
AR-10 millimeter every day, all day.
Yeah.
I think if I was going to spend that kind of money, like, I'd love to have the 9, but if I was going to drop $8 to $12 to $1,500, I don't know if I'd actually go with a 9. I might go with something a little bit beefier. I don't have any 10 millimeters now, and I'm not sure I want to add another caliber to my buy list. I'm already.
Yeah, you want to add 10 millimeter.
I've already got like 14 calibers right now I gotta buy. I mean, that's quite a few.
But see, concerning 9mm, I'm going to go with what Ozzy Osbourne's saying in the side chat. He has the Ruger 9mm Charger.
I've heard good things about that.
That's the way to go, in my opinion. Get one of those in an 8-inch. You get the max velocity out of a 9mm. Plus, you can run +P+ ammo through it, unlike an AR-9. So to me, if I was going to get a pistol caliber carbine in 9mm, I'd do exactly what Ozzy's saying.
And didn't Midwest Industries already come out with a whole new chassis system for that, like a year or something ago? I think somebody came out with a chassis system for that about a year or something ago. Might have been Midwest Industries.
Yeah, there's a couple of different ones out there.
Because I kind of think it's ugly to sin, but I've heard really good things about it. Never shot one. But yeah, they seem to have a good track record so far. What are those going for? Like $700-800?
Yeah, they're not too crazy at all.
Yeah, I've been seeing them right now around 650 to 7, depending on the model. They have a couple different models of them. So if you get the lightweight model, it costs more. It's I think they were going for about 850, but their original model is like 650, 700.
Well, this is broken.
Yeah, they're saying a couple of guys are saying High Point makes a good pistol caliber carbine.
For High Point. like it's fun to shoot, but when you talk about the spectrum of pistol caliber carbines, I wouldn't put the High Point one in the good category. Good for High Point, yes.
Yeah, one of the only experiences I've had with the High Point pistol caliber carbines is with Redbird 491 brought one, and it was disgustingly filthy. The thing ran like there was no tomorrow. It was surprisingly accurate. It chewed up everything that was fed to it. I was really surprised. Was it heavier than shit? Yeah. The thing was like a boat anchor, but almost dirtier than anything that any one of your guns, Matt. The thing was just like you could scrape stuff off with your finger. It was so gummed up, but it just kept running.
Yeah, I remember that AK right there. I was at a shoot in Missouri for a week-long shoot in Missouri, and I don't know. I probably put about 4,000 or 5,000 through it that week, and I don't know how long it had been prior to that week since I had cleaned it, but I went to clean it while I was there. Took the top cover off of it and just kind of tossed it down on the ground, and it looked like I dumped a Weber grill out on the ground. I mean, it was horrible.
4,000 or 5,000 rounds in a weekend. That's
No, in a week.
what I meant. Still, that's a lot of fucking ammunition.
Daniel starts a mess again.
Daniel really wants an argument. He's really pushing it now.
I was about to say.
Good point, Walter. Reliable firearm and a great battle club. So what's the hate? Carrying it around, I guess. That's the only thing I've heard negative about it.
I mean, if Daniel wants to have a fight, then we can talk about how some people just keep sending CZs to CZ and it never seems to run right.
Like strikes. Yep.
We just lost viewership with that comment alone.
Like I know a guy. He's out there in the chat room that keeps sending his gun to CZ and he keeps getting it back and it just doesn't run right. I don't get it. CZ can't even fix their own goddamn gun. How's that for an argument, Daniel?
Oh, see, I think part of it is he tried to work on it himself too, so he added to the problem.
Armament and axes, I would check Bear Creek, see if they got 10 millimeter uppers.
Well, I know CMMG does positively.
Well, I think CM whatever. I think they make a better product than Bear Creek. So
New Frontier possibly. New Frontier probably does, but I know for a fact CMMG does. And I've always liked CMMG.
what's you guys' opinion on Facts and Barrels? Y'all like Facts and Barrels? Anybody tried one?
I don't
Faxon
have
makes
one,
good
but I've
stuff.
heard good things.
Yeah, they make good stuff. I just got a Roscoe barrel not long ago. I'm getting ready to build something that I'm not going to talk about. But yeah, Faxon makes good barrels.
Yeah, they make good bolt carrier groups too.
As far as I know, last time I talked to Eric about it directly, they're doing the AR10 giveaway now. And unless something has changed, which it certainly could have, Faxon was planning on, I think they're going to donate an entire, like, AR9, AR45, AR10, 10 millimeter, whatever Eric and all them choose. That was the story last I heard, but that was a while ago, so I don't know if they've backed out or anything, but last I knew, Faxon was going to support Justin's Final Mission pretty heavily on the next giveaway after this AR10 giveaway. But
see, and that's fucking phenomenal. I'd absolutely support the companies that support us, you know. I know the AR10. I know for a fact that one's got a Faxon bolt carrier group in it. I might be wrong, but I believe it's got a Faxon barrel as well. It's fluted and twisted.
Yeah, it was a barrel and bolt carrier group is what he got. But yeah, Faxon makes good stuff. I've used their stuff quite a bit. Actually, the rifle you have, I believe, is a Faxon bolt carrier group. I can't remember if that's got a Faxon barrel. I can't remember the barrel I bought for it. But I've used their barrels before too in a couple of builds, and they're good stuff.
The reason I ask, I met some of them at a shoot once, and they were really nice folks. Really friendly, very helpful.
Faxon can be up there. It just depends where you look. You can actually find it on sale quite a bit all around, just depending where you look at. So yeah, technically they can be some money, but if you do your research and spend a little bit of time, you'll find it on sale and get a decent deal on them.
And if you're looking at the AR9s, Faxon would be one of the companies that they've dialed in their shit. So if you buy one of those, you shouldn't have too many problems with it.
Right now, Faxon, it's not that bad as far as price goes. It's $145 for a 5.56 300 blackout bolt carrier group on AR-15 discounts. That was the first one I came across. I don't know how many more they have on here, but I mean, that's not horrible. $140.
No, and it'll just vary depending on what you want, especially with their barrels. Like if you want one of their fluted barrels and all of that, then yeah, the price goes up. But you just want a plain Jane barrel, the price isn't bad at all.
So the next pistol that you may pick up is going to be what, Matt?
A rifle.
I like how you roll.
I'm not even close to thinking about a new pistol. I have no idea.
Jamie, the next pistol you'd pick up would be?
Something something in the CZ carry line, something more like the old one or the P10, something I could carry and use in a competition if I got into that. Still trying to figure that out.
Oh, I
Now,
misunderstood your question.
so when you say pistol, I automatically go to thinking of semi-autos because I know revolvers are technically pistols too, but I tend to differentiate revolvers from pistols, but they're both handguns, you know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Well, the question really should be, what would be the next handgun you would expect to pick up?
well, I'm not against that one Gene just put up there, that Caa Mck TP9, but I kind of like the P10C. I haven't done enough research on the CZs. I've got that 75 and I like it, and I'd kind of like to have another one. So, yeah. Either the, either
Josh, next pistol you would pick up would be?
I'm not even thinking about. I've been selling guns, not buying them.
something be said for that, too. They're probably as high priced as they're ever going to be. If you got something that you don't want and it's just taking up room in the safe, now's a good time to be selling stuff you ain't using.
Yeah.
Alone with company. Next pistol you'd pick up would be?
I kind of got it a couple of months ago, a month plus ago. The 6-hour P365 XL with a Romeo on top, which is my first red dot now on top of a pistol, which I'm still trying to get used to a little bit. I think part of the problem is the Romeo is so fucking small. You know, it's not like a RMO or not RMO, RMR or something like that, where it's, you know, a little bit bigger. This is, you know, micro freaking red dot. But after that, again, I'm not really thinking about buying another pistol soon. But if I had to choose, I have wanted to try the Taurus, the 22 that they have, the 22 semi-auto. They've been releasing in all sorts of colors lately and shit like that. I don't know if it has a 3-pound trigger. I don't have a scale, so I'll let you know later. But yeah, kind of lately, it's more so I'm not even. I have enough, and I hate to say it, but I have enough guns. So lately, I've been focusing more on getting what I have the way that I want it, instead of just getting more guns. Is kind of the direction I've been taking lately.
I get that. That makes sense.
Yeah. I won't say too much.
Scotsman?
Nothing for me, man. I'm in the middle of a few different builds, but past that, I'm just paying bills. Trying to be responsible.
Well, the next pistol I decided to start looking at would be a 320 Max. This comes with the large Max red dot. It's a 6 MOA red dot. And it's got a very large viewing window.
Let's go, Brandon.
And yes, it's a straight out of the box competition pistol. But again, nothing that I have in my carry lineup is got a red dot on it. So I figured, what the hell, I should probably look a little bit more at those lines. And if I was going to do that, it's going to end up replacing the one that's on the big belt.
Okay, so let's tell the truth here, guys. Random Hobo here had been thinking about this all week, see. And he come in here, gave us no time to prepare or anything like that, and then just springs this on us, and then listens to our ridiculous answers, and then comes off being smarter than everybody else.
Well, he's reading off of his notes.
Right.
And he made two
Well,
videos.
you're not wrong. It is something that I've been looking at. I've been looking at for the past couple of days. I've been going, I absolutely love my Shadow 2, but I'm not going to have it milled for a red dot. Could I trade it in and put a dot and get an optics ready?
Or you could just buy
Yeah,
a
I
second
could.
one. You could just buy a second one and have two.
That's also a valid option. But the problem with that is then you have to buy the plate. And good luck finding the plate. The plates are like unobtainium right now to be able to put anything on it. So that's what kind of led me a little bit further down the rabbit hole. In the past couple of days, I've been looking at that 320 Max. And for the price point, if I can find it anywhere near the actual retail price point or even a little bit less, yeah, I'd be on that real quick. Yeah, the front sight is a red fiber optic. I get that, but
So I actually misunderstood your question when you asked it. I genuinely thought you asked, "Are you thinking about getting a new pistol?" And that's when I was like, "No, if I'd be getting a new rifle, I'm not even thinking about a pistol." Because there's actually two pistols I want to get that, given the right amount of money and the right opportunity, I would buy both of them. And that's a G34 and a G26. The two ends of the spectrum of the 9mm Glocks, because it would just complete all my Glocks, all my 9mm Glocks.
Oh, so you're one of those Glock dick sucking fanboys.
Well, what I'm not is a gun collector. Like you said earlier, I have enough guns. I have enough guns. Like I have plenty of guns.
Yeah.
And I don't even have that many comparative to many people probably out there right now. I made a video not long ago talking about like how guns are called a weapon, ARs and so on are called a weapon of war. You know, how the media says a weapon of war. I said, well, I've never bought a gun for anything other than to use it against another human being in time of conflict. So I can sort of see that. I can sort of see the whole weapon of war thing, because that's exactly why I buy them. I don't buy them to collect them. I have a handful. I train really fucking hard with them. I put a lot of fucking rounds through them. And I'm really fucking proficient with them. And
let's just read the fine print. How many Glocks do you have? Uh-oh.
See, the fact that he has to think about it tells you he has too many.
Three.
It took you that long to count the three? Or were you in the fucking army? It took a long time to think about that.
Well, because I went my G19, her G19, my G43, her G43, my 19X. You know, so that's the process I went through. So I have 3. There's 5 in the house.
Is that including the test 19 that's got like all the test accessories and stuff that go
Yes,
on
that's
it?
my 19. That's my 19. And then if you want to count the Polymer 80 that's sitting up there that I don't hardly shoot.
No, I don't count that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, the
so
test.
it's not that bad. I mean, you got a few in the house, but we'll say they're not all yours. That's fine.
Yeah, the test G19, my Gen 3, that's now on its second frame because the first one got wore out. Because of how many rounds was on that gun. Yeah, that thing's got, I mean, it's almost a new, actually, other than the recoil spring, there's nothing original left on it because I either shot the parts out from usage or replaced it because I was making a YouTube video on X product.
If you guys want to see a really stupid video, go over and watch Rich 1911. He put a 16-inch barrel on his Glock. Yeah. We're getting to that time, so we'll start going through the room. Josh, what you got going on, man? Anything?
No.
No fights with Bald this week?
Yeah, I mean, I'll wait for him to open his mouth again and say something stupid. But until then, I really got with limited ammo going on for the last couple of years. I just, when there's not much ammo, I'm not going to do much shooting because I'm used to paying $7.50 a box, or $7.50, or I'm sorry, 15 cents a round. And the last 2 years, I just can't push myself to buy ammo at these prices. I haven't bought ammo in the last 2 years. So when I don't buy ammo, I'm not shooting. If I'm not shooting, what is there to make videos about, Yeah. So that's where I'm pretty much at right now. That's why I'm clearing out some guns, because I'm not going to shoot. I'm not going to compete. I might as well just have what I need, and all the other stuff I'm just like. So yeah, nothing really in the works for now unless Bald opens his mouth again.
I'm sure it'll happen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Well, if you're gonna punch up, if you're gonna punch up.
Right.
Yeah.
Lone Company, what you got going on, man? Anything?
Yeah, some stuff, sure, but nothing that'd be too exciting to talk about on here. Just preparing, man. Like I kind of said before, I think it's going to get a lot worse than it has in the past 2 years, coming to that kind of precipice sort of point here. So just sort of preparing, man, and a little bit of this way, a little bit of that way. Just working, trying to make a buck until whatever, and just living, enjoying. Glad to hang out with you fellas today and have a couple of laughs and sit in a room with some like-minded individuals and just keep on trucking, man.
Good to have you, man. Matt, what you got coming up? Anything? You feeling better? You got some videos coming up?
Yeah, honestly, I don't have a video for tomorrow, which would be one of my normal posting dates because I've been sick for 2 weeks. This is the second day I haven't been laying in bed.
Computer virus got you?
What?
A computer virus got you?
The computer virus. Yeah. Yeah, up until Friday, I didn't know what was day and night. I'd been just laying in bed for so long. And then yesterday I had a class I had to teach, which was exhausting by the time I was done after 2 weeks of being on my back like that. So I don't have anything for next week like I normally would, but I do have an ammo review coming, 5.56 ammo. A company sent me a bunch of it, and 3 scopes, and a couple more holsters. Got one other holster coming right now. So yeah, there's a handful of things over the next couple of weeks, as long as I can get them done. So next weekend will be busy for me. I have a lot of shit going on, including probably recording 4 or 5 videos.
Awesome. Good deal, man. Glad you're feeling better. Jamie, what about you, man? What you got coming up? Anything?
I got 2 videos. One of them's started, the other one's still going on in my mind, but yeah, hopefully have one, at least one of them finished by the end of next week. So y'all come see us Friday nights on the Georgia Shooting Connection channel. We have a live stream there on 8 o'clock on Friday nights. If you don't know, most of you guys know. But thanks for having me, man. Enjoyed spending some time with all you guys, and don't get to see you along with company much. Enjoyed spending time with you, buddy.
Hell yeah, brother.
Awesome, man. Always good to have you. Yeah, it's
Maybe this year I'll actually come out with a video.
maybe it'd be
Don't get
good.
your hopes up though.
That'd be good. You know, we haven't seen one. What's been another year already?
Yeah. I do have some older video that I never released. Like I never did come out with a video on that last shoot of Palooza. I still have the video, or all my whatever. But working, life, this, that,
Yeah. And it's been a pretty good chat. We had some laughs and lots of people out in the side chat. Appreciate everyone out there. Sorry I wasn't talking a whole lot. Got going and then started coughing a lot. The dry weather out here is killing me right now. I don't know what's going on, but it's not the Rona. I've already had that, so don't go there. That's bullshit. It's just random cough. I can't get rid of it. I've had it for like 3 weeks. So I apologize about that. But good chat tonight, everyone. Appreciate everyone out there. Please keep Willie in your prayers. Willie is definitely suffering, so keep him in your prayers and your thoughts for sure. And I'll swing it over to Alan to take us out, right?
All right, man. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for our panel tonight, guys. I know it's been a while since we've seen a couple of these guys. Josh, Alone with Company. Thank you, gents, for joining us. The side chat was just rolling all the whole time. Thank you, everybody, for being in here. Very well might be putting up a couple more videos this week, maybe, if I'm not working like a whip slave. But other than that, I want you to keep the magazines loaded and one in the chamber. Woo!